You are live on 98.9 Northwest FM. This is the Tuesday Review, and I'm Nathan. As always, joined by James. How you going, James? What's something's made you happy in the last week?
On the weekend, I had this Japanese creamy cheesecake. It was awesome.
Oh, Japanese cheesecakes.
Yeah, it was. I hadn't had. You know,
your mic's on, Callum.
Yeah, Callum's having a
just turn your volume up.
Yeah.
Okay. Your mic is working.
You're not. Are you plugged in?
We can hear you, and your mic's working.
Yeah. Anyway, but it wasn't like a normal Japanese cheesecake. It was like really creamy in the middle. Yeah. It was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also joined by Callum. How you going, Callum? What's something's made you happy in the last week?
When James and myself went to see together, we had Croatian, which was really good.
There's a Croatian place on Clarendon Street. That's really nice.
Cevapi Burger was awesome.
Yeah.
But what made me happy was the Backlot Studios, where we go to watch these films, provided homemade popcorn for the first time since we've been going, and it was excellent.
I mean,
Callum is a popcorn connoisseur.
Connoisseur or addict or fiend. A fiend.
Popcorn fiend.
Yeah, he's a popcorn fiend, as we will discuss later in the episode.
As for me, what's made me happy this week is I'm wearing a Drifter shirt.
Hell yeah.
The Drifter came out this week.
Yes.
And I purchased it. It was only like $20-something. I'm like, you know what? I'll buy that. I like the game.
Hell yeah.
I didn't play the demo 2 years ago at PAX. James did. But I liked the cut of its jib.
Yep.
And we bought the T-shirts and we're repping.
Yeah. No, that was one of our favorite games that we talked to the developer of at PAX.
So check out
a couple years ago.
Not the last PAX, the one before. So 2 years ago almost. Check out the YouTube. The videos on the YouTube.
for the interview, yeah.
It's a great game. Go check it out if you can. Melbourne developer.
It's out now on Steam and GOG and all those. And I think it's coming to Nintendo Switch soon. And hopefully comes to Xbox eventually too, because that's where I like to buy my games.
I mean, it plays well with the kind of controller setup.
Yeah, I can just run it off my laptop on the TV and use a controller.
It's a full controller support, which is always nice.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, anyway, that made me happy. I played through the first chapter. I haven't gotten very far yet, but it's a good time.
Yeah.
Big show this week.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to start off with a couple of new films.
Yes.
Where do you want to start, James? With Friendship?
Well, I'll just do Friendship quickly because you guys haven't had a chance to see this yet, but I went to see the Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd starring like cringe comedy Friendship, which has been out in the States for ages. And of course, because we're in little old Australia, we don't get it for ages, and we finally got it. And so I went with a couple of friends, Ross and David, to see it. And it, like, I love Tim Robinson and his kind of style of humor. Like, I think you should leave. The sketch show is hilarious. And of course, everyone loves Paul Rudd. How can you not? And I was just, it was getting a lot of buzz because it's been out for so long. We went to see it and we all really liked it. It was hilarious.
I think Paul Rudd has been ruined by Marvel and people forget that he's actually a really good comedy actor.
Yeah, like, because for me, Paul Rudd is like stuff like Wet Hot American Summer and I Love You Man.
And Role Models.
Yeah, and Role Models, yeah. We'll talk about Role Models next week because I didn't get a chance to rewatch it. But yeah, he's stuff like that. So Ant-Man, he's...
Everyone's like, he's funny, he's witty.
It's his most boring, straight, like, boring role. So,
but he's a really good comedic actor.
He's so good. He's so funny. Friendship was hilarious. It's like, it's like super cringe kind of comedy, awkward, but also if you've seen, I think you should leave, like, it's very absurd, a lot of yelling and just weirdness. And it's shot really well, and I really like the score and the soundtrack. So it looks and sounds like an A24, and it's an A24 movie, but it looks and sounds like an A24 drama. But it's just got these ridiculous moments and just crazy cringe comedy and just absurdness to it. And it was hilarious. And I loved how it felt like both an old school comedy and sort of something new at the same time. I feel like this was something that 20 years ago would like do big numbers on DVD and everyone would be quoting it, especially if we're, when we're in school and stuff.
Anchorman treatment.
Yeah. but also at the same time, it
I like
does.
Paul Rudd's in Anchorman as well.
Yes,
Yeah, there
see,
you go.
he's the goat.
People forget.
He's so good, and he does that bit with Conan where he always plays the Mac and Me clip.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I feel like it's got that old school kind of, 20 early 2000s comedy, but also like it's got a new kind of I Think You Should Leave kind of crazy kind of newer
a little bit more
feel
dangerous.
to it. Yeah. And one thing, which this is something actually we'll talk about next week, one thing I've talked about before is comedies. Not only did they used to be funny, but they used to be well-made movies. Like they used to be well shot. They used to be actual real movies with budgets and like actual special effects and like lots of actors and things going on. Whereas now comedies are like, one, they don't come to the cinema, and two, the ones that do come out, to streaming and that, they might be funny, whatever, but they're not, they're like streaming slop, like straightforward, like not very well, particularly interesting or well made.
That is why every night before I go to sleep, I pray to God that the Naked Gun reboot does well.
Well, I think
I've heard that it's got the sauce.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it, and it looks good, and obviously we'll talk about it when it comes out. But I think just from the trailer, it does have that kind of flat digital look, which is kind of what I'm talking about. Whereas if you think about the original Naked Guns, they're like real movies. Like there's car chases and all this crazy stuff going on.
There's lots of practical budget.
Yeah, and there's there's a depth to it all and a tangibility to the practicality. Yeah, exactly. Whereas the new one, like it looks funny, but it's like it definitely looks like.
We'll see.
Very flat. So
hopefully we're wrong.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's great, movie making, not just funny. But I'll be happy if it's just a funny movie, like, as long as it doesn't, as long as all the best jokes weren't in the trailer and the rest of the movie falls flat. But so Friendship is really good. I really recommend it. I think you guys will like it. I really liked it. I really want to watch it again as soon as possible. I won't go too much into it. I don't want to spoil anything for you.
Yeah, no. It's one I've been looking forward to, but haven't had a chance to watch yet.
Yeah, definitely worth checking out. I really liked it.
All right. I guess we'll talk about Heads of State as well, really quickly.
Yes. Speaking of well-made action comedies, how they used to, this is an example of how... Look, it wasn't awful, but it's an example of you put this movie up against another 80s or 90s action comedy, and it's like night and day. Like
I know,
very green screen, flat digital.
It is
kind of.
But this movie though, like it didn't hate. You know what I mean? Like it didn't hate itself.
Yeah,
it tried its best obviously in the worst ways. Like it's very digital and flat and CG heavy and whatnot. But it was still fun. Yeah,
I think so. This is a straight to Amazon action comedy with.
So this movie is the definition of content.
Yeah, it's
a streaming only exclusive digital title for Amazon Prime.
Yeah, and this is I always like to make fun of Nathan for these are the kinds of movies he latches on, like sees as soon as they come out.
True.
Get on the
all aboard.
Yeah. Get on the slop train.
That's it. But I will say though, to be fair, this movie was made by Ilya
Naishuller.
Yeah, he did Nobody.
So
it has some cred behind it.
Yeah, so this is the one with John Cena as the President of the United States and Idris Elba as the Prime Minister of the UK. And they're both on Air Force One. They get shot down and chased by like terrorists who are trying to kill them. And they have to, they kind of they hate each other, but they have to team up.
It's like kind of like a classic buddy cop kind of, not buddy cop kind of film, but it's like a buddy action
comedy.
Movie.
Yeah. And so they have to survive the bad guys chasing them and stuff, and learn to work together, and
while being the most kind of important famous people on the planet.
It was directed by he also did Hardcore Henry, which is a pretty cool movie. And I had problems with Nobody, but like I think he's a good director. And Heads of State, the action scenes are not bad.
No, they're fine. Yeah,
they have the. I don't know what the word I want to use is. I want to say the bones, but that's not the right word. But it's like the choreography is pretty good. Like the editing is pretty good. Like just the ideas like he has of like how he shoots kind of certain things. There's a shot where I think John Cena punches a bad guy in the mouth, and then he spits out one of his teeth,
And you get the angle
the
from
camera,
inside the mouth.
the camera goes inside his mouth and looks out at John Cena through this guy's like broken teeth. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And, you know, the fight scenes in general are just well done.
Jack Quaid has some good moments in this movie.
Yeah, that was a good scene too. So, like, I think he's a good director, but I just think, you know, in terms of, like, how these movies are made now and how the digital straight-to-streaming slop train runs...
You're right. I'd also like to know, like, who's at fault? I'm guessing it's Amazon's fault.
That's kind of what I'm saying. Is like you can tell he's good,
He's
but
trying.
what's holding him back? Is
it studio interference?
Yeah,
Being like,
and
use this standardized equipment that we have. It's like the Netflix problem.
Yeah, and
everyone must use the red camera. Everyone must have the same look.
Yeah, and
so
it's
people
like,
know it's a Netflix film.
Look, we're going to pump some money into this, but you have to pay John Cena, have to pay Idris Elba, and at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to actually go and get a helicopter and fly around Europe kind of thing. So it's like they have to do a lot of green screen.
Unless you're Eddie Murphy. And then you can.
I still haven't watched the new.
You can do it for Netflix. You can swing that mighty.
I still haven't watched the new Beverly Hills Cop. That's one thing I have to.
He swings his big dick around, and he got the budget for that movie.
Yeah, that's how he flies the helicopter.
Yeah, no, like that was crazy. Like that is like the one big exception. If you're Eddie Murphy and Netflix says I want to do Beverly Hills Cop,
but is that's just one scene, or is the whole movie like
the whole movie is just well made? You'd be,
you will be
surprised.
I'll get round. Eventually, I'll get round to it, and
I'm telling you, man, they shot on that street, like whatever it is, Malibu, I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever
I know
it is. And there's like cars everywhere, and there's like bullets and things are flying, and it's like all practical.
Okay.
And I couldn't believe it. And Eddie Murphy was straight up just like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. You're gonna leave us alone. And Netflix was like, all right, no touching.
Yeah, I guess there's certain people who can still swing their weight around, but yeah, in this case,
it's not swung around enough.
It's like. And it's something I complain a lot about. It's like not only is there CGI for like helicopters and explosions and stuff that it looks bad and I don't like it, but I can sort of go, okay, that would have cost a lot of time and money. But what really pisses me off is they use it for little things like smoke, instead of squibs, they use the CGI sparks and CGI glass breaking.
It's kind of just like at some point, isn't it just cheaper to do it with squibs than having to hire out a CG team and do the blood?
I think it's just
get the smoke machine.
I think it's because you used to shoot a movie by going to a place, doing a lot of pre-production, then going to the place and then like setting up and then shooting it. Whereas now I think they shoot everything like TV shows. So it's like, we've got to be quick in and out. So the quicker you are is like, okay, we can't be setting up squibs and stuff and smoke bombs and stuff and explosions on the set. We just got to make sure all the actors are here, do their thing, and then in post, then we can work on it later.
I just think Elliot did his best, but my gut reaction is it's probably Amazon being like, standardized, digital, flat, safe.
Yeah, I think that's part of it.
Stay in our production kind of guidelines.
Yeah.
And then...
Because, you know, like there's cool bits where like characters are like jumping on the ground and like shooting. I'm like, this is cool. But you can tell they're not shooting blanks because they don't do that in movies anymore. And the muzzle flash and the empty shell casings are all CGI. And then the impact of the bullets in walls and in people, it's all CGI. And so it's like, even though he's doing cool things and the characters are like, the action is cool, it loses all its impact and tangibility. And like, for me, it makes it boring. Because even though I was like entertained, I was like, I will never watch this again. It doesn't, you know?
The scenes in the plane, there was one cool bit where the set rotated.
That was cool.
And I'm like, there's a little bit of ingenuity there. And then they ruin it by like pretty much everything else being CG.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, even in that Jack Quaid fight when he's like shooting all these guys with the shotgun, I'm like, this is cool. But again, there's like some CGI elements. But then like he blows up a door and not only is it a CGI flames, but it's a CGI door. And it looks like it's from a PS2 game.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on. Like, I was entertained. I didn't hate it. I think it's maybe a little too long. It's almost 2 hours. Could maybe be a little shorter. But yeah, it's just, it's hard for me with these movies because it's like, if they just made it a real movie like they used to, this would automatically be a lot better with minimal changes.
This is the kind
Because
of movie...
the comedy and the back and forth between John Cena and Idris Elba, it's like, that's all fine. It could be better, whatever. But just doing things practically would automatically make this a much better film.
Imagine this made in the 80s, starring Arnie and Sylvester.
Incredible. Probably one of...
Because like they hate each other real
One
life
of
and
the-
in the movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, one of the like greatest movies ever made, probably.
yeah.
Wait, but which one would be the... And I guess it'd have to be the German... he would be
Arnie would have to be the
Arnie would be
American...
the German chancellor,
Yeah.
and Stallone would be
The
the
American
American
president,
president. I mean, considering how old politicians, especially US politicians, are, they could... Stallone and Arnie could still do it.
Heads of state too. We want it.
Yeah.
Only if he has a German accent and it's never explained.
No, he's the German chancellor.
If
'Cause
Arnie
he
was the
can't-
American president, that'd be hilarious.
or he's the British Prime Minister.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad. I
Yeah.
misunderstood.
Yeah, but heads of state, like...
It's fun, and you can tell that they tried their best, I think. And I think
Yeah.
they were let down by the system.
Yeah, and I think I like Ilya Naishuller and like... but I don't want to disrespect the effort that people put into making the movie. But at the end of the day, it is just kind of a straight to streaming kind of second screen type movie. Like you can, I don't condone this and I hate when people do this, but this is definitely one made where you can be on your phone and have it in the background. And it's better, it's much more well made than a lot of other these straight to streaming movies. But it is kind of, at the end of the day, it has that element to it. And unfortunately, we just live in a world where this is commonplace for a lot of content that's coming out.
It's true.
So it's not bad, and like, watch it, it's a good time.
I ate it up.
Yeah, and
my bar's a lot lower than some of the other boys.
But yeah, at the end of the day, it's just, it's disappointing because I was like, I can see me liking this movie with minimal changes. Just more practical elements, a bit more depth in the freaking cinematography instead of just everything being flat and ugly.
I think, like, again, Amazon Prime, we're not sponsored by Amazon Prime, but if you like me and Callum and James, and you have it primarily for the shipping, you don't pay for the video.
That's the thing. It's like
kind of just like, I'm not paying for
the
it.
video is the extra kind of
Secondary.
Yeah.
So, like, a lot of people kind of have Amazon Prime as a consequence of just buying stuff through Amazon, right? It's cheaper just paying for a year of Prime for like $50 or whatever it is, and just getting
It's
the video
still
for free.
As much
So,
as much as I am opposed to Amazon just as a business and evil corporation and all that, it's still like it's so convenient that
also,
I can't.
it's one of the only places to get certain things. Really,
Especially, I think I've talked about this before. Especially for me, who as a physical media collector, a lot of stuff I have to get from the UK or the US.
You have to import it.
Yeah, and it's just easier, and especially when they do like Prime Day deals and stuff.
Yeah, and like eBay is not what it used to be.
Yeah, eBay's a
you
whole
buy something
different...
from eBay and you just get rocks delivered, and you're like, cool.
eBay's always been like, at least with Amazon, it's more corporate, more commercial.
Yeah, you're buying
Whereas-
it from the actual...
And it's chances are you're buying if you're on Amazon, you're importing a movie, you're buying it from a business rather than some person.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So unfortunately or fortunately, Amazon has its place, and look, I don't subscribe to Amazon for the video, but it's a benefit. So
Yeah.
I still watch these things. I don't enjoy it all the time, but that's fine.
There's still some good stuff on there. The
Yeah.
Boys, Invincible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on, one of our feature review.
Yeah.
We'll start at the beginning though. Let's start with the first
Yes.
I Know What You Did Last Summer movie back in the 90s. When was that? 1997.
Yeah. So Scream comes out in 1996, written by Kevin Williamson.
Sets the bar.
And sets it, like, changes the game.
Yeah.
It's like a meta commentary on slasher. It like revives the horror genre. Then Kevin Williamson, who now is a hot ticket in Hollywood because of the success of Scream, he wrote a previous script called I Know What You Did Last Summer that he couldn't get made earlier in his career. So now that Scream's successful, they make that instead. Unfortunately, because Scream was this meta comedy and changed the game, it feels like Kevin Williamson is taking a step down, because this is much more of a straightforward thriller.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad or anything, but it's like you can imagine watching Scream and then saying oh, Kevin Williamson's got another movie coming out, and then watching it and being like, oh no. And I think a lot of people at the time were like, this is just a Scream ripoff. This sucks.
Scream's a much better movie.
Scream is next level, yeah. But yeah, in reality, this is actually an older script. But either way, it Scream. I know what you did last summer. There's part of that late '90s revival of like slasher movies that really was its own huge thing that we don't really have that anymore. It's like its own little mini genre or whatever. And I know what you did last summer was one of the big ones of that genre.
I think we talked about it on the show fairly recently that we don't really have slashers as a genre in mainstream film anymore.
Yeah,
generally. There's lots of other horror, but slasher. I mean, we've got a new. I still know what you did. We've got a new. I know what you did last summer, and a new Scream, and like that's kind of it. Like, we've had these franchises coming back.
When the last Scream came out, we talked about how it was only these kind of legacy sequels that were just the slasher movies, whereas any new horror movies were mostly
usually touching different genres.
Yeah.
Whether you've got your paranormals, like your kind of...
Yeah, a lot of paranormal stuff or a lot of...
indie heightened elevated horrors.
Like elevated horror. Yeah. So,
But slashers a dirty little genre. I wish it would come back.
Yeah, it's good and simple.
Yeah. A little bit sleazy, a little bit dirty, a little bit grimy sometimes.
Depends, yeah. I think some are sleazier than others, but...
Sleaze is not necessarily a good thing. It's how it's handled.
Yeah, it can be a great thing, but it can also be a terrible thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I know what you did last summer was, sort of a classic of that. I had never seen it until recently.
Yeah, I hadn't seen them either.
Yeah, it just sort of... one of those things where it's like, I'll get round to it. I think the first one's a solid movie.
The cast is good too. Jennifer Love Hewitt, Freddie Prinze Jr., Johnny Galecki, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Like it had some...
Yeah, Ryan Phillippe.
Yeah, had some good names in it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like classic 90s slasher. It's more like a murder mystery, like thriller. The kills aren't really particularly gory or memorable.
That was the one thing that disappointed me with this movie. For a slasher, you don't really see much with the kills.
Yeah, it's a lot of like a couple of them are like off screen completely. It's more about like the whodunit, like, and they're running around trying to escape. But it's a fun, solid movie, and kind of like what we were just talking about with the other movies. Like, it's like they kind of have a budget and it like looks like a real movie, even though it's just like a teen slasher movie. Like, it has practical elements and it has like depth to it, and something that we don't see a lot anymore. So yeah, it's a solid movie. Then it did well enough that they did the sequel the next year.
Starring Jack Black.
I don't know if starring is the right thing.
He was uncredited for this movie, which I find unbelievable because he had a decent part.
But he wasn't. Also, you have to think Jack Black in '98 was different. Like he wasn't the megastar that he is now.
No, but he had enough lines that I would have thought he at least got a credit.
There must be a reason. Maybe he didn't like it, or I don't know. But anyway, I still know what you did last summer. Came out in '98. Was like a direct continuation. This time with Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze. There was Brandy Norwood.
For some reason they go to the Bahamas.
Yeah, they win a competition to go to the Bahamas, but the killer follows them. It got trashed and people don't like it, but it's another solid like 90s fun slasher.
This is an interesting one because it's not similar at all to the first movie. It's very different.
No, I think it's very similar, but it's like they don't completely redo the...
No. I mean, it's not similar in the way it kind of... It's more a straightforward, just kind of
slasher.
It's more kind of less of a I'd say it's less of a mystery, more of a straight slasher.
Yeah, because the first one, it's like they hit the guy with their car, then they get the note, I know what you did last summer, and then they start getting killed off. It's like who's stalking us? Who knows about what we did? Yeah. This one...
That's almost less important.
Yeah, this one, it's like they're at the resort and then they're getting picked off one by one. So it's more of a traditional slasher in
that element, I think it is.
Yeah.
And the kills are a lot better in this one, I feel.
They're a bit more gory, a bit more, better executed. But still nothing that's really memorable But yeah, Jack Black has a funny like small role as like a pool boy who's like got dreadlocks. He's like a stoner.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Combs is the like hotel manager. Is awesome. Yeah, and it's just a fun, and like I said before, it's like they don't make, even crappy slasher movies used to be kind of well made.
Yeah.
And this is an example of that, where it's like, oh cool, they went to the Bahamas and there's like fun little roles from other actors, and there's some cool kills, and yeah, it's just a fun slasher movie.
And then nothing ever happened.
Yeah, and then there was no third movie.
There was no third movie in 2006 entitled "I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer" that went straight to DVD. And we'll move on.
You brought this up a couple weeks ago, and I was like, wait, because I'm going to watch it. Yeah, I can now confidently say no one has to watch this movie. You can just watch the first two. Yeah, I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer came out, and I don't know what happened, but it was, just straight to DVD.
It was a troubled production.
It feels like they might have only made it so they could keep the rights to this franchise, because, the second one came out in 98 and this one didn't come out till 2006. There were plans to get, like Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. back to do like a third one, I think in the early 2000s, but that fell through. So by the time this one comes out, there's like no recurring characters, no name actors, straight to DVD, straight to video, whatever. And like Nathan was talking about a couple of weeks ago, apparently like the original director got fired, and so they brought on a new guy, and he had to like, cast it and scout locations and get ready to do pre-production all in like a couple of weeks. And considering that, I've seen worse movies on bigger budgets and with more prep time. So
he tried really hard. I got to give it to the man. The team tried really hard in the face of adversity.
Yeah, it's not good, and it's like, it's not particularly well made. There are a couple. I think you talked about there are a couple cool kills.
I think the swimming scene I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Using the hook as a device to kind of keep the guy swimming in place. I thought that was inventive.
Yeah.
There's some cool kind of like dream and mental imagery that was kind of cool. Some musical numbers were kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I think
the forklift
kill. But that movie also took it off the rails a little bit at the end with
it's also
spoiler alert for a non-canon movie, I guess. But turns out the fisherman's now like a teleporting zombie man.
Yeah, so it would be like in Scream and in I Know What You Did Last Summer. The killer is just a guy. And in the third one, for some reason, they decided to make him an undead zombie, which I guess they were trying to do like a Friday the 13th kind of thing, but it comes out of nowhere and it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
especially when you consider that none of the characters return from the original movie. So
it's not like it's the same guy haunting. It's a new cast entirely.
So it's a new bunch of kids in a completely different place, but the fisherman from the first two movies, for some reason, is going
it's
after
also
them.
Landlocked. It's Colorado. You know what I mean? And it's like, why is there a fisherman here in Colorado in the mountains?
And I don't know why they decided to keep that. Maybe that was an early leftover bit from like when maybe the characters were returning, but it doesn't make any sense for them to leave it in there, and it just makes an already not very good movie worse. So you can safely skip that one, and then nothing for almost 20 years, and now
we've got the new one,
which is the definition of a reboot call, because it's called the same title as the first one, I Know What You Did Last Summer, but it's not a remake.
No.
It retreads a lot of the same ground, but it's technically like a legacy sequel.
It's technically a sequel.
And they're rebooting it, so it's like a new young cast, but then also they reference the original movie and
a couple of returning characters.
Yeah, and Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. return as the sort of mentor older characters now.
Before we get into it,
yes,
we're going to go to a very quick break, and we'll be back with more right after this. You are back on the Tuesday Review, live on 98.9 Northwest FM, talking everything I Know What You Did Last Summer, 2025 edition. As James was saying, this is as much a reboot call as you can get, without the kind of, I guess, the smarts behind it of like Scream 5 or something like that. You know what I mean? It's not like, it's very...
I mean, Scream's also, because we've talked about before, because of the meta aspect.
Yeah,
It's like the reboot cool and the sort of legacy sequel kind of like is directly referenced in the movie itself as a wink to the audience kind of thing, and as the characters kind of know what's been happening.
Outside of that, rebootals tend not to be great.
Yeah, I think this case is.
Safe studio version. It's the safest it could be, but then it gets really weird at the end.
Yeah, how do I put this? So it's like it's a safe retread of the original. They just change a few things here and there with a new cast, and it's like there's an accident at the start that then they get blackmailed. You know, they get a note. I know what you did last summer.
I will say again, one of my big problems with this movie is pretty much the first part is the exact same as the first part of the first movie, right to the original road.
Yeah, and it's like instead of like accidentally hitting someone, they accidentally cause someone to swerve off the road, and it's just kind of like a little bit different,
but not different enough. But my opinion.
Also, if you think about it, they could have called the cops and been fine because they weren't really doing anything wrong.
No, they didn't. It was
really just an accident, and they tried to help the person.
That's the one thing I did not like about this film was that the entire premise rests upon the fact that they're just kind of jerks.
Yeah, and it's like I was handling the kind of Gen Z rich kid cringe dialogue and the kind of asshole characters.
Yeah,
I was like, whatever. Like I was
it's not made for my generation. I'll ignore it.
But I was like, this is fine. You know, they're asshole kids. They're gonna get killed off one by one. Like whatever. But as the movie went on, especially in the third act, it got worse and worse and worse. And the dialogue got more cringe, and the kind of Gen Z, like, meme talking points kept coming up. And I was just like, all right.
There was an element of old man yells at cloud from the boys in the studio.
Yeah, and I was just kind of like, enough. And especially because, in the middle, I was kind of like, this is fine. Like, there's a lot of member berries and like, me and Nathan had just watched the original, so I think we were the only ones in the cinema, like pointing at the screen and going, remember that thing?
There were the people behind us who were absolutely thrilled by this film. I'm sure they picked up on the member.
No, they were. I think they were thrilled just because they liked horror movies. I don't think they
were talking about the franchise.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought one of them was asking questions like, "Who's that guy? Who's that?"
Yeah,
guy?
I think he was like the newbie in the pack.
One. Yeah,
I remember. No, there was one. Me and James were the only people to laugh when Freddie Prinze Jr. had the joke about the Bahamas. Like, we don't go there. We don't talk about why.
And we were also deliberately doing like the Leonardo DiCaprio pointing meme.
Yeah,
every time they would, and there was a lot of member
the floats.
Yeah, and it's like out of all those, I was like in the middle. I was kind of like, this is fine. I'm like, as much as I like to complain about reboot calls and like member berries, I was like, whatever.
Someone who did not watch the previous films. I went in with a clean palette, so to speak, and for me, this film sucked.
No, it sucked. But in the middle, I was kind of like, "This is fine."
Yeah, but what I mean is, like, I don't think in the middle member berries for me.
No, the member berries don't help.
They don't help. But I'm like in the middle, like it wasn't just okay slasher. Like I don't think any of us hated it at that point.
It wasn't.
I think.
Okay, I'll rephrase. It didn't suck. It's not as bad as.
It tanked about halfway through.
Yeah, it's not the worst film I've ever seen.
Leading into the third act is where it just and it retroactively was like.
I quite liked the first half.
Yeah,
like you said, there were problems with the dialogue, problems with.
Yeah, it's not great.
But then the end of the film was awful.
That's when it completely lost us.
The second half was awful.
So throughout the movie, towards maybe the middle. Entering the third act, I was like, this is fine, whatever, it's not great. A lot of member berries, a lot of retreading, whatever. A couple of cool kills that was nice.
The first kill was not
the spear. Okay, so that's what we were referencing before. Callum is such a fiend. He finished his popcorn before the trailer's even finished, and then halfway through the freaking movie, not halfway through the first kill,
about 45 minutes in, I think.
I don't know. When was the first kill? It was maybe earlier than that. But anyway, the first kill, he gets up, goes to get another popcorn, and then misses the spear gun kill, which is actually pretty cool.
I mean, that's what the membership is for.
Yeah, get them free refills.
Get the value
boy.
for your money.
That's
Yeah.
it.
See, they rely on people not going out and doing
Then
it.
they
and
need
you're
to
you're the dirty bastard who goes out and it's like,
it.
fill it up, boys.
I've got my garbage bag. Let's go.
Yeah, free. On free popcorn day where you can bring any size container and they have to fill it up.
They need to do it like FOMO, where you order at your seat and they bring
Oh
it to
my
you.
god, I know.
Yeah.
We should take- we should
Do you
take
know
it.
what though? I would pay like if you could do
That
that
would
on your
get-
seat, and then you could pay the extra like $2.50 to get delivered. I'd pay.
You,
Do you
We
know
should
what I
take you
mean?
to FOMO one day.
yeah, I still have to go. Every time a movie comes, I'll go, and then I'm just like, I can see that anywhere,
Yeah.
anytime. Like it has to go for a specific reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if they had the deliver it to your seats, it would get distracting because Callum would just be getting constant
Yeah,
refill.
delivery.
Nah,
Yeah.
We'd
not
have to be like, look, just
Callum's always on an end seat near the aisle.
yeah, we'd have to be like,
Yeah.
Callum, you sit on the end in the back corner, so that you can open the door and just shovel popcorn into your mouth.
Needs to
But
come
anyway.
up to a trap in the floor.
Anyway,
Instead of a cup holder, it's just an infinite.
Or from the ceiling on a rope. But,
that's it. While we're talking about people with vices, I would say the movie gets worse the more the characters drink. And they drink a lot in this
oh yeah,
movie, right? It's
all
like-
the characters in this freaking
Right.
alcoholics.
They have to be. One of them's
Except for the annoying rich girl who's sober,
yeah.
which
Um,
yeah. Oh no, I guess maybe that was intentional. Like both her boyfriends were
Drugs,
alcoholics.
yeah.
Um,
But yeah, like the amount of alcohol they drink in this movie is stunning.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning.
yeah, and
For
that
a modern movie, it's like, they don't drink. Because think about it. They're like, yeah, there's still drinking in movies, but they kind of shy away from overall excesses in films, mainstream films, unless that's the point of the movie. But this kind of movie, like, they drink hard.
Well, I mean, in the first movie, they were. I mean, kids partying, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like they'll kind of drink driving, whatever.
Yeah, but
Whereas this one,
it's like consistent.
like I said, yeah, this one, it's like there are scenes of like straight up alcoholism, but
Yeah.
then the accident isn't really caused by that.
No, but
in fact, there's no other real drug use or anything.
no,
so-
but like once you take the alcoholics out of it, the rest of the characters are still drinking in pretty much every scene.
yeah,
Like, yeah, there's a couple of alcoholic characters that's part of their art and like their kind of character story.
Yeah.
But like everyone's just drinking booze all the time in this movie, and
we
I was
got
like,
that sponsorship
yeah, I'm
money.
like that's kind of weird. It's almost
brand deal.
It's almost a Fast and Furious situation.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
Oh no, you're killing me, and my blood is going into the ice of this nice
yeah.
vodka, absolute vodka
Yeah.
bucket. Yeah, but yeah, so like in the middle, I was kind of like, whatever, fine. I don't hate it. It's not good, but whatever. But yeah, as it goes into the third act, it got dumber and cringier and more annoying. And all of a sudden, the kills and sort of fight scenes, they went from okay to just straight up shaky cam, like quick cuts. And I'm like, what is going on? Did they run out of time and money?
Most
What's
likely
happening?
did they have to do really quick rewrites? Like, did they?
Maybe, yeah.
Is that because as you said, the first half or the first 2/3 and the last third are very different.
Yeah, and they reveal the killer, and it's like eye-rollingly lame. But
yeah.
it could have worked, I guess. But it's just so, all the dialogue is cringe, and the way they shoot it, and it continues the retreading and member berries constantly throughout all this, the last part of the film. And the climax is really lackluster. And then when it's all over, it keeps going. And there's like 2 or 3 like coda scenes of like after the bad guy's been outed and whatever. And then the credits roll, and then
But
there's
wait.
a mid-credit scene.
But wait, there's more.
And this mid-credit scene goes for ages. I was losing my mind.
See what they call it a stinger for a reason, right? It's like it's meant to be short,
Yeah.
sharp, you're done, it sets something up, or it's a little Easter egg for fans.
Yeah.
This is straight up like a 4-minute, 5-minute scene.
It's just like a
after-
whole nother scene
Yeah.
setting up like a whole nother
potential new film.
sequel.
I said to Alex at work the other day, friend of the show, Alex, I'm like, it's almost an Avengers type scene too. Like, we're setting up a team. We're putting together a team.
But even
I'm
the
like,
Avengers one is only he walks in and he says, "I'm setting up a team," whereas this one goes on for
I know,
ages.
and it's weird.
Yeah.
Why are you putting together a team?
Yeah, and it's
What
A
is your
team of
goal?
people who are equipped to deal with men in fisherman slicks.
yeah,
No,
it's,
but the
but it's like
situation is
this
resolved.
this could have been
Yeah.
like really cheesy fun, like a slasher. Survivors, like the final girl of each movie teams up, but it's just like after this disastrous third act and this drawn out endings, and then credits, and then a mid-credit scene that's drawn out again, and all the member berries that I was just saying that I was fine with, and then started to get worse. And then this end scene, mid-credit scene, is the ultimate member berry, and I'm just like, what the absolute hell is going on?
Also, just generally, right, the movie resolved itself in a somewhat adequate way as far as the narrative goes. Did you need this assembling a team stinger at the end? I don't think we really did.
I guess it's
I
just built
think
into
that
movies
they-
now where it's like,
Yeah.
remember this person? There's
Also,
going to be a sequel.
It's
Don't
possible
worry.
that the studio wouldn't give them the money unless there was the promise of further entries, because it's that everything.
everything has to have a.
everything needs.
But
a
in
franchise.
saying that, most, I think all of the previous movies have ended with like the killer coming back one more time and then it cuts to black, like a jump scare.
Yeah.
This movie doesn't do that.
No.
So it's like they had the perfect
I
opportunity.
mean, but they could have used that character that you referenced, right?
Mm.
In like just maybe one of the legacy characters gives this person a phone call or something in the movie, right?
Yeah.
They could have done that as a little member berry.
There's
ode to
also it
fans.
also has a sort of Force Awakens-y problem where it's like it starts off with the new characters and then the legacy characters come back and sort of mentor the young characters, and then the end of the movie just becomes about the old characters. And I was just kind of like, what are they doing here?
Yeah.
And yeah, because it got more cringy and it's like the annoying younger characters, I was like, who are fine. It's like they got worse and worse. And I was just like, I don't care about any one of these people. And the legacy characters, I was like, please stop. There's also a dream sequence with another cameo, which I won't spoil just in case. That was so cringe.
That was bad.
And I love to see that person.
Yeah.
But that scene was so poorly executed and there was some awful CGI.
Yeah.
And to tie in back to what I was talking about with the earlier movies in this episode, this movie looked okay, but then there are moments where it's clear green screen garbage, especially they're on a boat at the end, and it's like they're trying to stab each other, and it's shaky cam and the quick cuts, and they're clearly just on a green screen, and it just looked awful. And just some just really ugly looking moments. So overall not good.
Yeah,
And-
when you want to watch this movie, just go back and rewatch the first one.
Just watch the first two.
Yeah.
You do not have to watch the third one. It doesn't exist. And you can probably skip this new reboot.
Wait,
call as
if
well.
you have to, wait for
But
streaming.
yeah, definitely don't see it at the cinema. I mean, it's just, we're no stranger to bad horror movies, and we're no stranger to bad reboot cool like legacy sequels. So I didn't have high hopes for this movie. But watching the actual movie, like I said, at first I was like, this is fine. But it just became more baffling as it went on. And I think that's what was crazy about it, was that the choices got so stupid that I was like, they had a perfectly fine, like dumb, okay reboot cool here. What were they? What happened?
I think it's what we possibly, speculated. I reckon maybe there was reshoots or rewrites, or they weren't sure of the ending.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they probably had one killer in mind, and then they were like, "Oh, actually, we should change." Yeah, maybe.
I think because the first 2/3 and the last third are very different, and I think they maybe they couldn't quite land that ending.
I definitely think that ending could have worked, and that killer could have worked, but the execution was so poor, and the way they dragged it out, and the sort of boring, ugly fight scenes at the end was just so poorly done.
Yeah, maybe not all the actors could get a visa to go to the Bahamas. Maybe they wanted to end it at the Bahamas. That would have been cool.
Well, they can do it when they do the reboot cool sequel. with the character that we mentioned coming back, then they can go back to Bahamas and be like, member?
Remember, you'll see like Jack Black's corpse or his skeleton in the
With the dreadlock. He's still got the dreadlock.
Yeah.
They're still...
And they're like, remember Jack Black? With like a Minecraft poster in the back.
Oh my god. Well, he's got that huge beard now. He could play a different character. And yeah, but it's not a good movie. Which, like I was saying, it's like not expecting it to be, but god damn, did they really mess that up.
It was just disappointing because I feel like even a moderately okay slasher movie can spark a kind of dumb joy.
Yeah.
Where you're just in the cinema. The script doesn't have to be golden.
Yeah.
You're just watching some fun, as crass as it is, you're just watching some fun kills. If this was a
But
70s or 80s movie, maybe there's some skin on the screen and you're like, ooh.
Yeah,
you know,
but that's kind of
just-
like what I was feeling. Like the middle, I was like, this is perfectly whatever. Like I don't hate it.
But I didn't feel anything. And like I complain about all the time, I wasn't scared. I know it's not.
We're
it's
never
not
scared of-
It's not strictly a horror film, but like I wasn't scared.
But-
I wasn't tense.
It wasn't a very tense movie.
I think the next time a terrifying movie comes out, we need to go to the cinemas because then we'll know: is it us or is it us or is it?
I think you
But
can.
see,
I
we were
think
talking about this
you
the
can
other
feel
night.
tense watching Terrifier.
Yeah, we were talking about this
Yeah.
where Terrifier is different because it's like more torture porn, so it's like more disturbing that it is straight scary.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're also desensitized because we watch a lot of
You
scary
say that.
movies.
Do you remember Daddy's head?
Yeah, that was
I
pretty
was
creepy.
scared by Daddy's head.
Yeah.
But and that's not a visually gory film.
Also,
It's just creepy.
I found the first smile to be
Skinamarink.
scary too.
Skinamarink is
yeah,
scary.
that was very
Skinamarink's just boring.
No, but to me, I found that quite scary.
skill issue, man.
So do
Yeah.
you know? So it is. It's not that It's not that we're desensitized.
It depends. Yeah, I mean,
It's just a.
but
There was
even
there was a
like-
gentleman behind us who was talking about how all of the noise cues, you know, the jump
the
scares.
jump scares.
Yeah, he got him. He was terrified. He was like scared. Oh, he's like,
But
oh,
see,
it's really
that's the-
scary.
this is-
I'm like, skill issue.
This
Newbies.
is this is exactly why these movies do really well. They're cheap to make, and just everyone goes to see them.
The normies love it.
Normies love to hide in their hoodie and be like, "Oh my god, that was so scary," even though nothing was. scary.
I wish I could leave a movie like that and be
But
like, man, that was awesome.
Ignorance is
Those-
bliss, right?
Those
Even-
jump scares got me so good.
Yeah, but even like the original, I Know What You Did, like I wasn't scared.
No.
But it was like kind of thrilling. Like it was a bit
it was
tense.
a thriller. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas this definitely is like very not a lot of tension.
Yeah.
So I think you can have a horror movie, a slasher movie that's not quote unquote scary, but yeah, it still has to have a little bit of tension.
And
Or,
you need to be worried for the character's safety.
yeah, and you have to care.
You have to care
just
about
a
the
little,
characters, yeah.
just enough to where you're like.
Oh, I hope they don't get them. Yeah.
Yeah, because you also want to see the fun kills, and
I
you
just-
don't want it to be like, oh, I wish they. I mean, you do want it to be, I wish they didn't kill that guy, but you also don't want to be like, oh no, that was so gruesome. That I didn't like that they killed that. I guess you can have that reaction.
I don't
too.
want to be that guy. I don't want to be that person that would take these kind of normies aside and be like, but it was better in the 80s. Go watch some of the classics from the 80s. You'll like them more, I promise you.
No, but see, they won't
Really? You reckon?
because normies, they like all this digital flat slop, this safe CGI garbage. Whereas you give them Hellraiser or something, and they'd be like, "What the hell is this? Why did you show me this snuff film?"
Yeah, you'd give them cruising and they'd just be like, it was boring.
Yeah,
I didn't understand it.
Yeah, I mean,
What's Al Pacino doing?
why does he?
Why does he have the hanky on?
Yeah. Why is he in the park in the middle of the night? Why were those two men in the bushes in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we've talked about this before. When movies aren't dangerous anymore.
Yeah, like
and
I was talking off air. I watched to James. We won't talk about it tonight, but I watched Maniac for the first time recently. What a classic!
That's
movie's
good
dangerous.
sleaze.
That's good sleaze.
That's
yeah.
good sleaze. Like that's one of my favorite. Like that's just real.
And there's also it has that dangerous,
like early 80s, late 70s, like slasher, gory, sleazy.
Yeah, like almost the movie almost has cruising vibes. It's like that kind of gritty, grimy New York City, violent. And I loved it. I'm just like, I haven't seen this movie before. How have I not seen this?
I love it. I've seen it so many times.
On the car scene with the shotgun.
Peak.
peak. Anyway.
Peak. Yeah.
But again, you know, the movies don't feel dangerous like that.
That's the
anymore.
thing, yeah. And slasher movies, they used to have, it's like, oh, remember that kill, remember that kill. They don't have that anymore.
Mm.
But also, to be fair, which this is an excuse, and this isn't defending the new movie, but I Know What You Did Last Summer.
They've never
movies
been like that.
have never
yeah.
really been about the kills or had. Remember, it was more about just the.
Well, maybe they should start.
Yeah, well, yeah. This one had some okay kills, like I said, but it was nothing like really memorable.
I mean, we had Until Dawn recently, and that had some gory kills, even though it wasn't great.
That wasn't that was another movie that wasn't good, but had some like fun.
I preferred Until
and also
Dawn
had some
to this
fun.
film.
See, that had some fun practical effects, but also just didn't end up being good.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, you can skip this one unless you're like a diehard
Although we've got some
horror.
good. We've got Weapons coming out soon. I want to.
That
see
I'm really
Weapons.
excited about that. That looks really good.
That's coming.
but,
That's
yeah,
coming
Zach-
to our local cinemas too. Which
Zach
is exciting.
Kreger, who did Barbarian, his
That's a
new
good
movie
film.
Weapons, looks good. And Barbarian was pretty good. All I have
The
issues with
script,
it.
the script for Weapons or
Weapons.
Weapons was so good. They say that Jordan Peele fired his management team because they couldn't secure him the right to produce it.
Really?
Apparently, yeah.
He
Apparently, he was
so
devastated.
he was
Huh.
so in love with the script that he just wanted the right to produce it, not even direct it. And when they didn't get it, he sacked people.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's
See, now
so
I'm going
before
to
the
be
tra-
disappointed.
No,
being like,
before the trailer came out, I knew it was going to be good. If Jordan
Yeah.
Peele's like screaming over the
He's like
telephone,
flipping
I just want to
tables.
give him money and you won't let me. You know what I mean? Because I guess he can smell that this is going to be a big one.
Jordan Peele's also got a movie he's produced called Him coming out in a couple of months. That looks interesting. It's like a Get Out type of horror, but like about an American football player.
Oh yeah, I've heard about this.
Yeah, the trailer came out. That I'm looking forward to as well.
Interesting.
So we got some horror movies to look forward to. Hopefully they live up to the hype.
Look,
Yeah, but we shouldn't have to rest on Jordan. It shouldn't all be on Jordan Peele. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That poor guy.
I'm hopeful for Weapons. I think Weapons. Is interesting.
The trailer looks awesome. The marketing has been really cool.
I
The
get
cast is really cool.
I get Salem's Lot vibes. And
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, it does have a Stephen King-y vibe.
Kind of like
to
like Salem's Lot. You know, the kids
the
go missing, they
children.
come back, and something's
Yeah.
different.
The trailer for a teaser, I should say, for Osgood Perkins' next film is also looking pretty good.
That's
also,
one.
we have.
See, that's
Hit and
one.
miss.
I
We
know
have
you're not
Osgood.
so hard on him,
Yeah.
but-
See that's one I was. We talked about after the monk when I didn't like Longlegs. I didn't like the monkey, and then I'm like, but his new movie sounds interesting.
Yeah.
And
Look,
so,
I have a love-hate relationship with Longlegs.
Mm.
I thought the vibe was good, but
Yeah.
Vibe alone can't. I really
Yeah,
like
Vibe
Vibe
alone
alone.
can't-
Vibe alone can't carry a film.
vibe alone can't carry it.
But you know, The Black Coat's Daughter is still his best work so far.
Yeah, definitely.
It's on Max. I'm sorry,
Is it?
HBO. Max.
HBO, yeah, HBO came back.
Yeah, so we'll see. There's some
I think
hope.
it is.
Mm.
There's some hope for horror. There always is hope for horror. Horror's never going to die.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, hopefully we got some short-term gains.
yeah.
hopefully.
I mean, we had Bring Her Back. That was really good.
Yeah.
That's its kind of own sort of thing because it's
Yeah.
like different kind of horror movie. But yeah.
We're just about all out of time for tonight, boys.
Yeah.
Again, subscribe to the YouTube specifically.
Yes.
Lots of stuff on the YouTube. Lots of stuff coming soon. We're entering event season here
Mhm.
at the Tuesday Review.
Yeah.
We've got Myth coming up, PAX coming up, hopefully.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff will be...
Yes, we'll have YouTube exclusive interviews and video content. So be sure to subscribe. We're almost at 100 subscribers, so try to get us there by the end of the year. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend.
That's it. We'll be talking about it constantly.
Yeah.
Come meet us in person at PAX, or send us a message if you go on a Myth and you can meet James.
I'll be seeing
And then
a lot of movies, so I'll be around.
As soon as you see James, he'll be like, "Are you subscribed to the YouTube?" If you say no, he'll just walk away.
He'll be wearing a jacket with a Tuesday
Give me your
Review
phone.
logo on
Give
the
me
back.
your
That's it. Yeah, he's like, "Are you on our YouTube? Let me see." If they subscribe, then
Show
he'll talk to
me.
you. Otherwise, he's just gonna look at you and walk away. We're also on all the podcast platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah,
etc.
give us a
Rate us 5
5-star.
stars.
Yep.
We're also on Letterboxd.
Yes.
I'm Nathan B_90.
I'm ChannelDrifter.
And I'm Callum Tuesday.
And follow us on all the socials.
Yeah, some of the socials.
On the socials that we're on.
Mostly Blue Sky, Newsmast, Instagram, and Facebook.
Mhm.
And Substack is thetuesdayreview.substack.com.
Yeah. At Tuesday Review AU.
at Tuesday Review AU on those platforms. Again, mostly really Blue Sky and Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we've got time for tonight. Thanks for listening, everyone. Adios, cousins.